telling you, baby. Ay, she wanted to vibe and chill for a while. She wanted to be down. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. She's afraid of me because she wanted to be mine. Oh yeah. Secret hideaway, I'll take it somewhere you can find. Oh yeah. She's afraid of me because she wanted to be mine. Oh yeah. Secret hideaway, I'll take it somewhere you can find. Oh yeah.
I made headlines, you old news. You ain't never did a job like you're supposed to. You had guts saying everything you told. Something in your gut should've told you last time you went to the doctor. He said that you had a problem, sleep less, started wearing Prada, eat less, hungry for drama. You felt the party, I felt the beat. You take Bacardi, please take a seat. Knocks on your door, your locks on your door. Your rent's overdue, got caught overboard. Eyes so platinum, words are diamond. Can't go right like a NASCAR driving. Say you
Super sport, wet paint, big feet. I pull up and kill shit. 6 feet.
All right, 6 feet, going deep. It's Torius with Kid Berg, man. What's going on?
All right, Kid Berg, why don't you tell us about what you do?
So I'm a rapper, recording artist. I sing a little bit when I can, do whatever I can do music-wise.
All right, so you lived in Miami all your life, pretty much, right?
Yes, sir. Born and raised.
How was it like living here?
I think definitely in Miami there's two things. Number one, you gotta experience different neighborhoods, and like, you know, you can't just be in one place and figure out what Miami is because it's the beach and stuff. But I definitely think you need money to have fun in Miami, bro.
Yeah, we're just talking about that.
You know what I mean? So
what's like something that you have fun like doing out here?
Other than the music, what's fun in Miami? You know what? I love taking out like jet skis or the boat rentals and things like that. Shout out to Brandon Takeover.
He uses jet skis?
Huh?
He uses jet skis?
Yeah.
Whenever I would see them, they were always broken.
Yeah, I can't tell the story on camera, but I know one of these artists who crashed into a pier. Shame on you. But nah, he's cool, dude. So if you come out here, like, go on the water.
So like, what kind of kid were you like growing up out here?
I was a bad kid, bro. I was never into the school thing, so it was very I had a lot of time, you know, because I didn't want to go to school that much. So I would figure out, what do I really want to do?
Were your parents like letting you like stay home, or like were you just skipping?
Nah. I was like the normal, like, yo, I'm going to school, mom, and then you have the clothes in your backpack, and you never end up at school. But I mean, I don't recommend that to everybody, but it definitely showed me who I wanted to be. You know, I found the music through that.
So you were always doing music like as like outside of school?
I started, honestly, there's some people that will remember me back in middle school where I was like, you know what, one day I'm gonna be a rapper. I had the glasses that were like Harry Potter looking and the braces. I was like, man, I'm a mess. And so I was like, at some point I'm gonna work on myself, and then I'm gonna be a rapper, because people want to see someone who, you know, they don't have the glasses and the braces and that kind of stuff.
Like the whole package.
They want the image, bro. So it's been a while that I know I wanted to do it. Yeah.
What were you listening to like back then?
All right, so I remember specifically, like, when I was a kid and I was in So when I was a kid and I was like in elementary school and I first started listening to rap, I remember like I would watch BET and the Mike Jones like came out. The Lil Wayne was coming out with like Fireman.
All the mixtapes every week.
Oh man, that was beautiful, bro. And who else? I mean, everyone came out. Like 50 Cent came out, Eminem came out, Lil Jon, T-Pain. Yeah, bro. This we lived in a good time for music.
But like I feel like it's a lot different nowadays than it was back then.
Yeah, it's I feel like music has always been, up until like recently, everybody, they know what music came before them, you know, as far as like what people sound like and what, you know, the original rappers, KRS-One, them kind of people sounded like, so they would kind of use that style and honor it. And now I feel like, you know, the way these artists are, they don't know what rap came before them. They're just creating something new. I'm not saying it's necessarily like a bad thing how it sounds, but it's definitely not how rap used to be.
So like, are you more into like the bars or the sound?
The sound. I think at the end of the day, bro, there's only so many people that care about, you know, like the bars, how you're set up. That's just my preference. I feel like if your instruments sound good, if your flow sounds good, if your voice sounds good, if you have the singer, whatever, it's a jam.
Yeah. What are like some of your like some influences in your life that like influence your music?
Definitely I've been influenced mostly by two things. One was other artists. Like I think when I grew up, the album that made me go like, man, like rap is great is 50 Cent when he did Get Rich or Die Trying. So that was one influence where I was like, man, I want to do that one.
Did you ever see the movie?
Yeah, great movie, bro. That's one of the best rap movies. But
I learned a lot from it.
Yeah, bro. There's a lesson with everything, bro. So that was one inspiration. The other inspiration I have is definitely my pops, my dad.
He was really into hip hop?
My dad, okay, when I used to go to school, I started at Cutler Ridge Elementary. And my dad, when I was like, I think I started first grade or something, we were going over there one morning, and he put in like a little CD in the CD player. And it was like, it was like 3 Biggie songs, 3 Pac songs, like a Snoop song, you know, there was a 50 song in there somewhere. And I was like, man, what's this music, bro? But it's, yeah, definitely he got me into it first.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. So what about like the first song that you ever wrote? Like how'd you feel like when you first wrote the song, and then like when you actually recorded it?
Looking back on it now, I hate it now, but back then when I wrote it was I remember exactly what song it was. I actually tried to this was around the time that Waka Flocka came out, and I wanted to remix that song, bro, Hard in the Paint. And I'm not a Hard in the Paint type of rapper, you know, like I don't scream like that. But I recorded it. My boy, he wanted to be our manager, and he had like a whole big mansion in Miami, and he had a movie theater inside, and so we would record it in there off like a $20 mic, you know, like nothing. And I was proud though. I'm like, nobody can tell me that this track is not a #1.
Did you put it out there, like for your school to hear? Yeah,
I put it out there, and they don't feel the same as I did. Not back then, but they like me now.
Well, how's your music changed? Like, how has your music changed since like that first song? Or when you first started?
I know myself now. You know, like I think the biggest part of being an artist is you have to know who you are, what you like. You know, like I'm honest with myself, so I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, man, let's put that gangster, you know, beat on it. Let's, you know, rap this way hard. And no, I'm like, if you want to make a song that's like my new song, The Hideaway, where it's like Caribbean sounding and it's just something like a jam. Don't be too tough to make a hit song like that. You know what I mean?
A song that people can like dance to and stuff.
Bro, so I've had my manager, he mentioned to me something a while ago that I thought was really true. He said, with this music, if you want to be successful, you touch somebody's heart, their brain, or their feet. They're either gonna dance, they're gonna feel it in their heart, or they're gonna think about it when they hear your song. And so I follow that.
Is it like, do you have a formula to your music? Like when you think of that?
Formula like how I make it?
Yeah.
More or less. Like what I do now, which I kind of like it because I don't really see that many people doing it, is if I find a producer that I want to work with, or if some producer sends me a beat and I want to go to the studio, and let's say I want to work with an artist, or even if I don't want to work with an artist, I go to the studio. I don't write anything until I get there, and so I make it live. And I feel like when you're in the studio, that's like literally the best way to come up with, you know, to be inspired.
Well, what about when you're like in the studio for 12 hours? You told me you gotta be prepared. Right?
Yeah, so basically, shout out to Circle House, where you only do 12 hours at a time. It's crazy, but you go in there and you have an idea. Like, sometimes, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a perfectionist. So I might go in there, for instance, that new song that I had just mentioned, the Hideaway, it took me over 30 hours. And that's literally 3 of those sessions almost, you know, like 3 12-hour sessions. And you go in there and sometimes you knock out everything like this and you're happy. And then sometimes you're like, all right, every hour we're just going to finish like another couple lines.
Is that the reason why you're so like, why you were pushing the Hideaway so much and why you're so proud of it? Or is it because it took you that long, so you want to make something out of the time you put out of it?
Oh, I get you. It's a little bit of both, bro. Because I think the more time you put into something, the more proud of it you are. You get me? But at the same time, the Hideaways open doors for me. Before it even, I just released it, you know, like a week ago, and it's doing great, you know. But before that, there was, you know, I'm lucky to say, like, I have the right people calling me talking about the record, like, hey, we want to put money behind it and stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw a couple of blogs hitting you up too, right?
Yeah, luckily, like, blogs been showing me love, bro. Shout out to Green Hits. There's a couple others showing me love, but it's been fun to watch.
Nah, that's dope. So what, like, is there like a message that you put in your music that you want people to like take from like listening to it?
Messages, bro. You know, more or less, I might not always put it in a song, because sometimes I just want to make a song. You know, I'm like, man, this song would sound good if it sounded like that. You know, I'm not thinking too much about the message. But overall, the message is, when I was 14 years old and I was watching the rappers that I like, you know what I'm saying, coming out, and they would tell me through an interview, hey, I used to be sitting at home, like, watching my favorite rapper, and they told me I could do it. And so I did it. And so I'm here to tell you that you can do it. And I'm like, yeah, right. And then I was like, you know what, I'll try. And just with persistence, bro, it's
because you can feel like sometimes, you know, like sometimes people, they get to the way they are not because of like hard work and stuff, but because like they knew somebody, or like they put money in, or, you know, like it's sometimes it seems like there's like certain secrets that people make it, and like they tell you something just like because you want to hear it.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. I think mostly everything as an artist is just, hey, if you want to be on the radio, you can be on the radio. If you want to get a director from a movie to shoot your video, you can do that. There's just 2 things you need. You need to know someone, and you need to have the money ready. And that's what I actually know the music game as. I don't think the music game is like, you know, make a hit song and then it just blows up. I just think it's, you know, it's a money game right now, bro.
Yeah, of course, money rules everything. But how does being like from Miami influence your music?
So Miami is unique. Miami is the only place where you can find the Caribbean sound, like not even just reggae, but like reggaeton, that kind of sound, like and then they put like a southern, you know, rap feel, like, you know, we kind of have that same style that people have in Atlanta, and exactly like that. So it's all mixed together, bro. And to me, that's the freshest thing in the world.
Yeah,
like Miami makes music.
Are you influenced by Drake at all? Because like that's what it sounds like.
Drake's cool. I've never been like a huge listener. I know when he drops an album, I definitely respect it and I'll give it a listen. But I think he paved the way for a lot of people, right, sound wise.
Yeah, I feel like now this whole reggaeton like kind of style is like from him. Like
that's true. I never thought of that. But yeah, I definitely shout out to Drake, because he's not scared. Yeah. You know, to like, I guess, try this and try that, you know. So
what's something that you want to try in the future?
Music wise?
Yeah. Like you want to experiment with any type of sounds, or like do any type of visuals or something like that? So just something new?
Definitely, I'm like really big about how the visuals are. So I'm looking to do like movie stuff. Like I definitely think like the way that Kanye does those 35-minute videos and stuff. Like, I love that.
Like
so
they're like really artistic.
Yeah, bro. I love the video side. I feel like people need to know what you look like, you know, in order to really be an artist.
Yeah. Are you influenced by a lot of music, movies too?
Movies, yeah. Old movies. I like old movies.
Like what are some of your favorites?
Alright, I'm gonna sound like the cliche rapper, but obviously Scarface. But that's just, I'm from Miami. I get to say that. I get to say that. Y'all don't get to say that if you're not from here. Let's see what else. I like more interesting movies too. Like there's movies like The Butterfly Effect, Clockwork Orange, Pulp Fiction. Exactly. It doesn't have to be about a specific thing, bro. As long as the movie's good, you know, I like it.
Yeah. So, what is like your recording process? Like when you get into the booth, like, what do you have like any rituals or anything that you do before you get started? And like, how is it like going like when you are recording?
All right. So, ritual-wise, do I have any rituals? I think the only ritual I really have, bro, is I get way too hyped. Like I'll buy like Red Bulls, coffee, whatever it is, bro. And like the first hour of the session, I just love being hyped.
That's good because you have the energy.
Jumping around. I want to get into a feel for it. And then after that, like 11 hours go by, and you're like.
But does 11 hours? Does it feel like it's going by fast, or is it like really slow?
You know, when you're focused, it goes by really fast. But sometimes if you're just not feeling it, bro, it's a nightmare. Sometimes.
What are some artists that you want to work with in the future?
You know, I actually like singers. I like more on the pop singer side, like, you know, what's that group? Fifth Harmony, that kind of thing. I like big, you know, songs.
You heard the song they did with Gucci?
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
That's crazy. That one, the one that Gucci did with Bruno Mars, that remix, I was like, wow, they're switching it up right now.
Yeah, for real.
But, you know, I definitely think the girls from Fifth Harmony are cool.
Is there any advice that you want to give to anyone like starting out right now?
So I'm gonna tell you exactly what my favorite rappers told me. I'm sitting here right now doing it when my favorite artist told me I could do it. So if you're watching it, you can do it too.
That's good advice. That's dope. So like, anyone you want to shout out?
Shout outs. Let's see. Shout out to Red Light. He was on the Hideaway that I just put out. Shout out to Zach Blair. That man mixed it down. Chris Geringer mastered it down. Shout out to Angel Rodriguez. Plays a big part in my career. And other than that, bro. Oh, shout out to Camila Cabello from Fifth Harmony. You're gorgeous.
So like, what are some of your plans that you have for the Hideaway, like coming, and like for the rest of your music also?
So this is the first time I've ever done this. I'm hyped about it, bro. Like, I have a mini tour getting set up over that song. Just over that song. You're gonna see me perform in like 10 cities. Yeah, we're looking for like 10 cities, and they're gonna spin it on all the mix show radio stations. So it'll be like all 50 states. They'll do like the hottest 2 hip hop or urban stations, and they'll let me know who likes me, you know, what city's rocking with me, and then from there we pick what cities we're going to. And I'll probably, you know, go there, do 4 or 5 songs. You know, I'm not really gonna charge people for that. This is just to show y'all like some love, and you show it back in the future. And yeah, so I'm gonna go off. Whatever happens off of that happens.
Yeah, so if you listen to Hideaway, make sure you share it with everyone you know, so more people can hear it, and try to make videos to it too. So where can they find you at?
If you're trying to find me on social media, you can find me my Vivo, which is the music videos. That's Kid Berg Vivo. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Kid Berg, Twitter Kid Berg, Snapchat Kid Berg. Just look up Kid Berg somewhere. I'll be there.
All right, so this has been 6 Feet with one and only King Berg.
Appreciate y'all.